So I'm having a catch up with Sammy of Employed to Serve. How are you?
I am very well, thank you. How are you doing?
Not too bad. You're here at 2000 Trees. How's your day been?
It's been fantastic, thank you. I mean, it's been running from pillar to post, as it always is when you're getting ready to play. But yeah, been marvellous, just bumping into friends left, right and centre, and yeah, having a lovely time.
Good. Ready for later?
Absolutely. Yeah, just looking forward to chilling out, sinking a couple of Coca-Colas and, having a good time.
Yeah, nice. And once you finish here this weekend, what's the plan next?
Oh, true. What is the plan next? So, that is us wrapped more or less for festivals now, but then we head out on our first cruise ever at the tail end of September. So we're doing the full metal cruise across the Baltic Sea. I believe Creator is also on the bill, and Therapy. And it's going to be awesome. I've never done a cruise before, so I'm very, very excited about that. We come straight off of that into our tour with Killswitch, Engage, Fit for an Autopsy and Decapitated. So we're doing the European dates with them. And we can't wait. It's literally a dream tour for us. Like every band on that bill we love and are fans of. So fucking stoked.
Yeah, nice. Are you going to be back in the studio at any point?
Yeah, kind of. Well, so we dropped a new record in April, but we were sat on that for like a year. So we're already like, the gears are wearing. We're writing some new stuff. So we have tentative plans to get back into the studio. Nothing set in stone because we don't want to set like a deadline yet. We're more focused on touring this record. But yeah, we always like to have, something loaded in the cannon, ready to go. Because always every band's mission is like, you want to top what you did last. Yeah. So you want to kind of get the jump on it and make sure you're cooking something up straight away.
Yeah, for sure. And the record being out in April, how's it gone down with the fans?
Yeah, really well. Like, absolutely stoked. It's like, and we did a tour just before it came out, and like people knew the singles, but what's been really nice is kind of like playing shows a good few months after the record's out, and like people have been able to take it in, and started to pick up on what ones are going down with the crowd and things like that. And it's awesome. It's what it's all about. When you're sat at home with your silly little interface and your laptop and you're writing your songs and stuff, and you're thinking, it'd be cool to play this on the stage, and when you get to do it and see the reaction, it's been great.
Good. And the sound that you made with the record, was it the sound you wanted, or was it just kind of how it turned out?
We definitely sort of aim for it. We've worked with a guy called Lewis Johns on all our records. He sort of works out of the Ranch Production House in Southampton, he's got certain, like, he's malleable is what I'm trying to say here. He's like, every album we want to do something different, and he evolves with us. Like, he knows how to kind of take us to where we want to be. And there's always been discussions of like, maybe we should go somewhere else, and it's like, nah man, Lewis just like, he's so nice to work with. His drum sound is like next to none. That shit is just explosive is the only way to describe it. And absolutely nailed it. I mean, for us, I guess how I try and describe the sound we were going for, it was kind of, we wanted it to sound like a modern metal record. So kind of everything you kind of expect, where it's polished, everything's like, there's a lot of clarity going on. But what we kind of like to do is make sure the drums aren't too clinical sounding. And that's the great thing about working with Lewis, because out at the Ranch they have this huge drum room, and you can just get this really huge bombastic drum sound. And to me, that kind of gives it the edge. Sometimes, like the really clinical sounding metal, like at least for me anyway, and what we're doing, it can kind of lose its bite. So we kind of want to make sure it sounds like polished and high production, but also like it's gonna like rip your face off, if you know what I mean.
yeah, for sure. I'd like to talk about the writing side of things as well. So for you guys, how do tracks normally start off?
So for the most part, like I do a good bulk of the writing, so I'll kind of sit and just kind of like do my thing, and like a few tracks will kind of flow out. But then, so our lineup changed just as the pandemic set in, and so on the record we did before this one, that was like a lot of my writing, because everyone was kind of new and adjusting to being in the band. But now that everyone's kind of been in for a while and is like kind of knows what the sound is all about, and have like fully, they are, they're in the band now, they have been for 5 years, have started contributing as well. So like our bass player Nathan, guitar player David, and drummer Casey, like they've all contributed to this new record as well. So with those tracks, it might be a case of like they just send me a couple of riffs, and I'll be like, oh, that's kind of sick, and I'll sit there and I'll kind of form it into a track, if you see what I mean. So that's been really nice now, because we're getting to that point where I love writing, and I have no problem with doing sort of the lion's share, but it's much nicer when you're kind of all working on it as a band and everyone's contributing something, because you want it to feel like everyone's baby, you know what I mean? So our latest record, Fallen Star, has more of everyone on it compared to our previous one. But yeah, for the most part, it'll be all of us sat, you know, in our individual houses at our laptops, just, you know, whittling away in Logic, and then it comes together one way or another.
Yeah. Do you think you're going to get more, like, do you think all the others are going to get more and more involved as time goes by to get it fully collaborative?
I think so, yeah. I mean, like, for me, it's like the door is always open, and what I've started to get everyone to do is just get a Dropbox folder set up, put everything in there so it's just all accessible. Because it gets hard, so like, most of us live kind of close together, but our drummer's down in Cornwall. So when he's up here, our time's kind of spent rehearsing for shows or, you know, doing stuff like that. So it's a bit of a luxury to kind of get together for the sole purpose of writing. It's more kind of like we write over the internet, and then we kind of get together when the songs are kind of together to kind of put the finishing touches on them. So yeah, it's kind of difficult in that regard, but I think we've got a good thing going of like, we just have like file sharing going on. And to be honest, I don't think it's anything particularly too new. I think like a lot of bands do that.
It's the modern way of doing it.
It is, and I suppose like when you think about people who live in like much bigger countries than ours, or even if like bands where people live abroad, you have to do it that way, right? I mean, getting together to just sort of like, because you know, you never know when creativity's going to strike. If you all like plan when you're going to write stuff, you might be dry, you know, but one random afternoon sat at home, something might come to you, and you just kind of need to strike whilst the iron's hot, you know.
Yeah, for sure. And you've achieved loads of things as a band already, but I'm sure there's still things on that bucket list you want to do. What's one thing you've got to do?
I want to play supporting or whatever Brixton Academy. That's the first thing that comes to mind, because it's the first like big show I ever saw as a kid. So that's definitely like one venue I want to do. I mean, I'd definitely manifest headlining it someday, but like we have done some like venues like bigger than Brixton Academy on some support tours, but it's just like, you know, going there as a kid and seeing bands play. The first bands I ever saw play there was like Stone Sour and Murder Dolls. I was a big Slipknot fan, and that was like the closest thing I could get at the time. So that was the first show I went to. I mean, both bands rock as well, but like, yeah. So to go there and have that kind of full circle moment would be awesome.
Yeah. Is there any countries you've not got to yet that you want to get to?
Oh yeah, there's loads. Oh well, I mean, I guess the States, we've been sort of like trying to hook something up there for a while. We had some stuff set up during the pandemic, and then everyone knows what happens next. We were out there last year recording some music videos. We were actually supposed to play at St. Vitus in New York, and then sadly that closed down. So we have a few like, irons in the fires for the States. It's just kind of like, it's hard right now. Obviously, everything costs like so much money. Cost of like US visas has gone up, so kind of waiting for the right opportunity to go over. But there's that, and yeah, I would like to visit places that has like a huge cultural difference, you know, as well. So I'd love to get out to Japan and like Southeast Asia, and you know, really explore over there. Would also love to go to Istanbul. I've had a few friends who play shows there and said it was really interesting. So yeah, that'd be really cool.
Yeah, nice. Sammy, it's been a pleasure.
Been a pleasure. Thank you
very much.
Thank you very much for having me.
Bye.